In terms of web services, there are particular methods in which they are able to interact with each other, and that is known as application programming interfaces. And the most popular two that are used are SOAP and REST. SOAP stands for Simple Object Access Protocol, and it is indeed a protocol, and REST stands for Representational State Transfer, and REST is an architectural design. In terms of SOAP, it has four main parts in terms of its message. It starts with the envelope. This is the main part of every message. Then it moves down to the actual header. This is optional part for authentication purposes. Then it moves on to the body. This involves the main features of the request and response. And finally, it has fault, which is also optional, and its purpose is to detect errors and to feedback and to act or react accordingly. In terms of its usage, it is used software in terms of mainly in security of data, payment gateways, identities, CRM systems, and banking and communication generally. And in that regard, most of the communications are used or are using rather the SOAP APIs. Now moving on to REST, due to the inflexibility of SOAP API and its difficulty in its programmings, it was decided in 2000 by a group led by Roy Fielding, who created the REST API, known also as RESTful API. This was mainly due to because of the programming issue, because SOAP is only dealing with the actual XML, whereas in REST you could use other like plain text, HTML, etc. Overall purpose was to simplify in terms of the REST API, so that more could be done and more usage of other languages like plain text, JSON, CSV, etc. was enabled. In this regard, JSON is the most popular as it can be read both by humans as well as machines. And also it has to have, or rather it had the quality in terms of build up as a client server, stateless communication, improves response times, maintains specific standards, etc. So basically, in order for one to be able to get to the actual the data required in terms of databases, it has within it the actual four HTTP verbs, namely get, post, put, delete, which are known as the CRUD. Basically, create, add, read, update, edit, and delete. And obviously, the data is reacted upon and dealt with according to these terms. To sum up, SOAP is in both stateful and stateless, slow, therefore more requirement of data in terms of bandwidth, and its only biggest disadvantage would be is that it's only can use XML, whereas REST is an architecture design type, is stateless only, faster, less bandwidth, and many languages are used. So therefore, a lot of depending on what one is doing, but mainly the commerce side are more inclined to use the REST app or REST APIs due to these very qualities. And that is what the actual situation is at the moment in terms of the application programming interfaces.